This is the EDU envelope generator. This envelope has 3 controls, and it only has one input. It has a gate input. So I'm going to start firing a gate signal into the gate input so we can start seeing how this responds to it. When a signal at the gate input goes high, the envelope output starts to rise at the rate set by the attack potentiometer, which is the top one right here. The level to which it will open, so the level to which it will rise, is set by the sustain level, which is this bottom knob right here, and it will hold at that level as long as the gate input remains high. So we're firing a gate input into this thing and nothing's happening. That's because our sustain level is at 0. So it's opening to 0, i.e. it's not opening at all. So as we turn this up, it'll start to open a little bit. Now our attack and release potentiometers are set to 0, so it's just basically imitating our gate input. It's opening instantly and it's closing instantly. So we can try to change that attack rate to soften how fast it's opening, how fast it's going through that attack stage. As we turn the attack potentiometer up, it's just taking a little bit longer to open and softening that attack stage. So it's going to hold at that sustain level as long as the gate remains high. And when the gate releases and goes low again, the amount of time that it takes for the envelope to close is set by the release potentiometer. So right now it's just closing again instantly, but as I turn this up, we'll get something a little bit softer. Now, in certain circumstances, you will get an extra decay stage that is also controlled by that middle potentiometer, which is why it's labeled decay/release. And that situation is when your attack is set to the minimum. So when your attack is set to the minimum, you will get a spike right up to 10 volts, and it will drop from 10 volts instead of only going to the level set by your sustain potentiometer. So it will blow right past that, give you a snap in the attack, and give you a punchy attack decay down to sustain stage, and then release from there. And that's basically when you have a very fast attack, you're often wanting a really punchy snap in the beginning of the sound. So in the circuitry of this thing, they did a little trick to give you an extra stage when you have the controls set to that circumstance. So they found a way to put 2 extra functions in this envelope generator. In addition to that extra stage that they snuck in, they also gave you a loop switch, which allows you to use this as kind of a lopsided LFO. It's not going to give you a perfect triangle wave, but it's very usable. So when the loop switch is engaged, it's just going to flip back and forth between attack and decay. So it's going to rise at a rate determined by the attack knob, and then it's going to fall back down at a rate determined by the decay knob here, and then it's just going to keep going attack, decay, kind of like an LFO would. The other extra they gave you is a inverted copy of the envelope. So when the main output is low, the inverted output is high, and vice versa. I just swapped the blue trace of the oscilloscope to be the main input, and the inverted input is in yellow. It's often helpful to just have the opposite of a modulation just to see what it's going to do. And there's lots of things that need complementary control. So for example, stereo patching, if you want something to pan from left to right and you're controlling 2 VCAs and you want the left one to open as the right one closes, well, you need a inverted copy of the same envelope. So there's other situations where it's helpful, and it's really nice to have. One thing that I like to experiment with envelopes is looking for ways in which the attack and release settings will interact with each other or with the gate input, because it sometimes can imitate the way that Natural sounds, basically when you hit something harder, it makes sound for longer, is what you're kind of imitating, and that can sound nice. Your gate is your on or off info, and when your gate is high, your attack phase starts, and when your gate goes low again, your release phase starts. We already saw that with the oscilloscope. But when your attack time is longer than your gate on time, your envelope is never going to open the whole way. And when your decay time is longer than your gate off time, you get the flip side. Your envelope never closes the whole way. So you can use those against each other to kind of get these rising and falling effects. So if I open this filter up a little bit, allow this envelope to affect the filter a little bit more. If I soften that attack, it'll never open the whole way, which means it will start to get darker. But if I lengthen out the release, it will never close the whole way, so it will start to rise back up. And if I skip a gate or two, I will start to get these weird interactions of the two trading off from each other. So what's nice about this is you're combining two changes into one movement. You're changing the decay or attack times, and you're also changing the perceived cutoff of the filter. So in a way, you're stacking modulations. You're making two things change with one motion, and that kind of stuff can be really useful when you're learning how to play some of these instruments live, because that utility of motion and controlling more than one thing with one movement can make things sound really complicated and really alive, that you're playing a lot of things at once.